Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Cam here, aka ZeroFatz, and I just want to speak to you a minute on, my ideas and my thoughts on success, my personal ideas and thoughts on success. Because I'm in that internet marketing space, and I get a lot of people coming at me with a lot of ideas and a lot of thoughts. On what it means to be successful, and many times it has to do with money. Many times people associate success with getting to six figures a year, or getting to success means getting to $10,000 a month, or whatever arbitrary figure they can come up with. And I don't mean to put that in a category to where it's trivial or to make light of that, because let's be real, at the end of the day, money does matter. Okay, if you don't have money, you don't eat. Okay? You can't support your family if you don't have money. Nobody takes you seriously if you're not making money. You can walk around and tell people, "Hey, I have a dream to, make money on the internet," but if you're not actually doing it, then everybody's laughing at you. Nobody's taking you seriously. So money does matter in some ways, doesn't it? We can't do the things we want to do without money. And in another way, it's not just about doing the things we want to do with money and supporting our family. In another way, it kind of validates us, doesn't it? It kind of validates us. If I say, "Hey, I want to make money online, that's what I'm going to do for work," and people laugh at me until all of a sudden I'm driving a fancy, Rolls Royce or something, right? Or I'm living in a giant mansion, up on the hill, and have a, more fancy house than everyone around me, right? Then nobody's laughing anymore. The sad part is most of those people start to hate you. That's the sad part, man. And I never realized that until I actually achieved some success. But people move out of the realm of laughing at you to kind of hating you a little bit. They kind of hate on you behind your back. And they never stop doubting you, you guys, no matter what. I'm making good money online right now, and I promise you that people never stop doubting you. They always look for a chink in your armor. They always look for something, whether it's medical insurance or your ability to, get a loan for a house, or whatever it is. They always look for some chink in the armor to hate on you, to look down on what you're doing. And I think that's just human nature, man. It's a little bit of jealousy. It's a little bit of envy. I think that what it boils down to a lot of times is it's just people, being afraid to do something, and trying to find a reason why you could do it and they couldn't do it, and at the same time trying to find a reason why you messed up for trying to do that. There's a reason why they didn't do it, because at the end of the day, people don't want to look stupid, and at the end of the day, people don't want to feel like they could do something that they're not doing just because they're not doing it, just because it's their fault. No one wants to feel like they're to blame. But at the end of the day, most people are to blame. I know right now in my heart that if I can't make something happen, I'm probably to blame. And it took me a long time to get to that place. I tell you guys, when it comes to success, my dreams, my goals, what my ideas and perceptions of success were have changed a lot over the years. Okay, but a lot of bad things had to happen to me, and some good things had to happen to me for me to get there. And that's kind of funny. It's bittersweet, man, because here I am in this position where I'm my own boss. I'm running my own business. I'm making great money, better money than I've ever made working for anybody else. And it's not about money anymore for me. I mean, it's always about money a little bit, but money's not my big emphasis like it was, when I was making less money. It's a crazy thing how that transition happens. I'll give you an example. I got a buddy. I had a buddy. He's gone now. He passed. But I had a buddy, man. And it's funny because to him, I remember some of the last conversations that we had, man. I always treasure them. But to him, my impression was, to him, success towards the end, that last year of his life, man, success was, finding a good woman to be with, and having some kids and having a happy family. That was success to him, man. That was success. Now, in my business world, man, that's not necessarily the success that people, long for. That's not what I see in front of me. Success is a monetary figure. Like I said, it's getting to 10K a month, or getting to 100,000 a year, or whatever. But that's just kind of like the way that perception gets flipped on its head. This cat, all he wanted was a family. But like, it seemed so unattainable to him. He could not find the right girl to make that happen. And it was just like this wall that he couldn't seem to get over. It's a funny thing, man. These obstacles that we put in front of ourselves that just can't see, can't make happen. I remember talking to him a couple weeks before he died, saying, "Dude, there's some girl out there right now, man. You're just gonna run into her when you least expect it, man. Just focus on what you're doing, man. Just focus on your own thing, and just being the best you can be, and just move forward with your life, man. And I guarantee you that girl's just gonna like stumble into view, man, when you're not even looking for her. It's all gonna happen, dude. You're gonna be an awesome dad. It's gonna be great." And that never happened. A couple weeks later, he ended up dying. This was a couple years ago now, but that dream will never be fulfilled. And it kind of haunts me a little bit. But I tell you, it's just perception. It's the perception of things. But the funny thing is, tomorrow's not promised. You never know when you're gonna go. So I recommend to everybody, pursue your dreams wholeheartedly. Fortune does in fact favor the brave. So, that's my opinion on that. And a lot of people are afraid to fail. A lot of people are afraid that things aren't going to work out the way they want them to, and it holds them back, man. It holds them back. But you're never gonna be able to realize your true potential without actually doing things that make you uncomfortable. Man, I remember when I was in high school, man, I was like the dude in high school who had the crush on the girl, and I was afraid to talk to her. I was afraid to look at her, dude. I was afraid of girls. I was super shy, right? And I never talked to her, So what happened? Nothing happened, man. Absolutely nothing happened. I became amazingly adept at making nothing happen. But what's the worst that could have happened? You know what I'm saying? What's the worst that could have happened? She could have said no. She could have laughed at me. But what did I do, man? I got caught up in all these little reasons and excuses why it didn't make any sense to ask this girl out. Oh, I can't drive. What am I gonna do? I go hang out with her at her house, pick her up. I can't call her. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? I'm not cool enough. Blah 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 blah. Just a bunch of nonsense, right? But that was me back in school. Now I had to overcome that, man, and I had to find my confidence to move forward in life. Now many of you guys might be facing the same kind of thing with your, business online and trying to move forward and make money online. You don't have that confidence. You can't understand how someone makes money on the internet. You don't get how they put people on an email list and make money from that. How to build a sales funnel, or how to make YouTube videos that get people to buy things. It all seems kind of complicated to you, or maybe it all seems a little intimidating to you and you don't know how to do it. I do get that, but I'll tell you, at every step of the way in my life, I had to step outside of my comfort zone. I just had to do it, I couldn't move forward without doing it. The most recent thing that I've moved forward with doing, was coaching. I started, at the beginning of 2016 year here, I started some coaching programs, and it was severely outside of my comfort zone, man, because I had to actually charge people money an amount of money that I wasn't comfortable charging, right? I didn't feel comfortable charging people $500 or $1,000 for coaching packages. I didn't feel comfortable charging it, and I felt like it would obligate me to help them too much. Too much of my time would be spent walking people by the hand and making sure they get things right, right? And I didn't know if I was ready for that commitment, so it made me very nervous. But I knew to grow my business to that six-figure level that I wanted to get to, I needed to implement that coaching program. That's all there was to it. So I moved, man. I moved and I implemented it. And it was a great decision from a business standpoint. It was a great decision. And also, it was a great decision from a personal standpoint, too, because I got a lot more insight on my audience. People who follow me and watch my videos and buy my courses and stuff, I got a lot more insight into their psyche and what holds them back and what can help them succeed. So it was huge for me to start the coaching program. It was a big deal. But I would have never been able to do it, man, without just saying, hey, you know what? Fuck it, man. Let's just do this. Let's get it done and let's move. Right? And I was scared to death, man, but I just did it anyway. And I don't know, it's just one of those things. When you talk about success, success, like I was saying before, has been changed a lot for me over the years. What I think is, the definition of success. I remember a time where I thought just getting to 10K a month was success to me. That would be awesome. But then I can go back a little bit further, and I can remember a time where I thought, man, if I could just pay all my bills with what I make online, that would be successful. But then I could remember going back a little bit further and remembering, hey, man, if I could just pay my rent with what I make online, that would be successful. But when we move forward to the present day, and you want to know what my definition of success, personal success for me, at this point in my life right now, my definition of personal success is making enough money to where I don't have to worry about money, and my family doesn't have to worry about money, and being able to use my influence financially and personally to impact as many people in this world in a positive way as possible. That's my definition of success right now. That's success to me. That's what I aim for. I want to be able to put enough money in my bank account to where my family never has to worry about money again. I want to build a dynasty, a financial dynasty, and I want to use my power and influence to impact as many people on this planet as possible in a positive way. That's what I want to do. That's success to me. Because in my mind and in my heart, I think about where I came from, this situation of generational poverty where, my family didn't have two pennies to rub together forever. I remember being a kid and not having a hot water tank for 2 years, boiling water on the stove to take a bath before I went to school in the morning. And it was just one of those things. And I remember coming from generational poverty. My parents were poor. Their parents were poor. Their parents before them were poor. I can trace that all the way back to the Appalachian Mountains where my family came from. And I think about where we've come and where we've come from and where I'm going. My goal is that my kids will never understand what that means to be that broke. But at the same time, I do want them to understand what it's like for people. I don't want them to look down on people or judge people. I want them to understand that they can make a difference in this world and they can do anything they want to do as long as they understand these basic principles of business, right? If my little girl wants to be a professional artist, she can do that as long as she understands some business to make that happen. My son wants to be, a professional chef. He can do that as long as he understands, some business to make that happen. They can do anything they want to do, man, as long as they understand the idea of selling and just the principles of audience building and business. So, and that's a goal of mine, But yeah, maybe I'm rambling on here, but these are my thoughts on personal success. I want to build a financial dynasty that keeps my family secure and safe, and I want to positively impact as many people as possible with my life. Because, a few weeks ago my father died, and, it hits me hard, and I think, tomorrow's not promised, like I said earlier. We only have so much time to be here. And we only have so much time to spend with the people that are important to us in this world. We never know when the end might come. So, to me, it's like, what can I do? What can I do that benefits the most to the people I care about, the people I love? What can I do that puts my family in the best possible position to succeed? What can I do? God gave me this life. Yes, I realize I'm a Christian, and yes, I realize I have a bad mouth and I cuss. I'm working on it, man. I'm not perfect by any means necessary. But God gave me this gift of life, and what can I do with it that's not wasting it? What is my legacy? When I am gone, how will people remember me? What did I do? Did I even make a difference at all? I mean, those are the things that haunt me at night, and they drive me in the daytime. So that's where I'm at, man. The ideas of success, what kind of legacy am I going to leave behind for my kids? What kind of impression am I going to make on them? Can I leave the impression on them that they can do whatever they set their mind to, as long as they have a fundamental knowledge of business, they can make anything happen, right? Because that's the impression that wasn't left on me. I had to create that out of nothing. So I want to start right here, right now, the new school of thought. The new school of thought for my family. And from here on forward, I want people to understand that anything is possible. Just keep your face out of the bottle. Keep your face away from those drugs. And keep your eyes on the prize, and learn a little bit about business, and just about anything is possible. So anyways, I hope this message has helped some of you. I hope it's inspired some of you. That's just where I'm at today. I didn't want to put a bunch of fancy pictures up here. I just thought this simple little white background with some black writing was fitting for where my mind was today. But I hope you guys are all doing awesome. And I appreciate you listening to this message. Be safe today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, everybody.